All right, we have received our notification that we are live on YouTube. I just need the video to connect so that I can get the link, so that I can put the link in our community so that our community can come on via comments on YouTube while we are live, so that those that are not in studio, like Debbie, like Dr. Toya, like Shawana, and like Dr. LaFera, who are in studio, they can use the link to watch us on YouTube and use the comments to engage with us. So let's drop that link in the group. Boom, there we go. Speaking of our group, if you are a solopreneur or entrepreneur struggling to get to your first six figures in business, you should be in the group. shaycannon.info/group. Our group has three focuses. We build community, we collaborate, and we have conversations that are transformational for your business growth. There's a whole bunch of value in this group. Some say it should be paid, but the group is free. So you should be in it, shaycannon.info/group. The calendar for the month of June has been released, so you can go in there and check out what we're doing this month. But there is value waiting on you when you join the group, okay? So when you join the group, look for the welcome post, and it can help you to navigate where all that value is. We already have free trainings in there. We already have other stuff in there of value, so go check it out. Also, if you love this show and you want to get the notes that are not part of the blog, the show notes are in our free community, shaycannon.info/group. All right, let's get started. Good morning, people. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures Morning Show. I am your host, Shay Cannon, and it all starts with the blog. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/magic, because we're talking about the magic around pricing, which is really the psychology of pricing. So what we need you to know is, the big business people, okay, they have paid millions upon millions of dollars to get research to help them to sell to us better, right? So if you think the stuff that Facebook does and Google does and all of these other people do to help us to make a buying decision in their favor is something, old school psychology is being used against us every day, right? But it's not against you if it's something you need to be making a decision for anyway. It's just giving you the nudge to make the decision either earlier or to make the decision for what is for your good anyway, okay? So us small businesses, we should be using the psychology of sales, all right? So this week, what we have talked about already, because I broke it down into 4 different categories, all right? Part 1 was about perception-based pricing. I gave you about 5 different strategies and how to use those strategies. Part 2 was about value-based pricing, and I gave you about 5 or 6 strategies and how to use them. So if you want that part 1 and part 2, go to part 1's replay and part 2's replay. That information is still there. It's here on YouTube. So go ahead and find part 1 and part 2. Today we are on part 3, and part 3 is about market-based pricing, okay? Market-based pricing. And what that is, it's driven by external market factors, such as your competition. It could depend on the location, right? It could depend on demand fluctuations. So these are pricing that is, you got to have your ear to the ground and listen to the market, and then you're going to adjust to the market, okay? So strategies in this category: adapt pricing to align with or respond to the market and the environment, okay? Or the environment of the market. So strategy number 1 is competitive pricing, okay? And all that is setting prices based on the competitors, okay? So you either want to be higher or you want to be lower, and there's a reason to be both, right? You might want to be lower because you want to be the best value. You might want to be higher because you might want to be seen as the best quality, right? So competitive pricing. The best example of this is when you see gas stations across from each other and they're constantly out there trying to match numbers, right? Competitive pricing. So when do you use it? In service-based offers, it's effective in highly competitive markets, okay? Where customers can easily go and compare, when they can treat your business like a commodity rather than a brand, right? So when they can treat you like you're just one of many, right? That's when competitive pricing can come in. Some examples of that is like fitness centers, Online education programs or platforms, I should say, are good at having competitive pricing. Now, product-based, some examples would, it's usually around consumer goods when this is a thing. So look at electronics, look at groceries, and again, don't forget the gas stations. So let's see if I got a real world event that is so market-based. Let me just say something about that for us service-based businesses, right? We don't want to be in a race to the bottom, okay? And what that means is we don't always want to just have the lowest price. We want to be not seen as a commodity, right? We don't want to be easily compared. So this is why you build a brand. This is why you bring in things like thought leadership, like servicing your client unlike everybody else, so that your price cannot be compared to everybody else that do what you do, right? Most of us are in areas of business that are people think are saturated, but basically all it means is a bunch of people are doing the same thing that you do, but you have to find a way to stand out. This is your unique selling propositions. We did a whole week on that. Let me make a note in our show notes to find that link, because you have to find ways to stand out. If you don't find ways to stand out, that is when you are easily compared, and we don't want to be easily compared. USP. All right, got that in my notes. You don't want to be easily compared, because if you are easily compared, then what's happening is you enter this, what I call the race to the bottom, where you're trying to have the lowest price, right? Oh, they're charging that, I'm gonna try to go under them. Or they're charging that, I'm gonna try to go under them. Well, eventually what happens is you erase your profit margin. You don't do your brand any good. So let me give you another strategy here to be competitive with your pricing. Instead of taking your price down, what you might want to do is beef your bonuses up, right? Keep your price the same, beef your bonuses up, right? If you buy today at the regular price, you get this bonus and this bonus and this bonus. This is what we call an irresistible offer. You need help creating an irresistible offer, then you need to get Alex Hormozi's book. Okay, $100 million offer. He teaches you how to do that. You can also get Jason Flatland's book, One to Many, okay, where he teaches you about bonuses. Now, he's also talking about webinars and one to many, but he teaches you how to make bonuses so good that people will buy your offer just to get to the bonuses. So competitive pricing is a thing, but we don't want to always be competitively compared with our pricing, because we don't want to lower our pricing, okay? So that's way more stuff that's in the blog, but something that I felt like is worth mentioning, because a lot of us in the service-based industry, we start with confidence pricing anyway. We are already at the bottom. We can't keep going down and down and down and down, all right? Now, that was competitive pricing. The next one is geographical pricing. And all that means is the pricing may vary based on the location that they're buying it in. This is mostly brick and mortar, right? However, with service-based businesses, what it could be is where are you appearing virtually, okay? Because that's still a quote unquote location, right? But when you're talking about product fees, it's usually talking about brick and mortar physical locations. Now, virtually. So if you buy from me on my webinar, you might get a better deal than if you buy from me at a conference. Then you see what I'm saying? You see how the virtual location can make a difference? So service-based, look at your virtual locations. Product-based, look at your geographic actual locations, all right? Now, how can that affect? That can affect your shipping, right? It could affect, now some of us, we know if you go somewhere and you go to a headquarters versus, an outlying branch of the headquarters, probably got way more stuff, right, than the outlying branches. If you go to if you're closer to where something is being made, you might pay a lower cost than if you're further away. I mean, come on, there's import, export, right? So geographical location and virtual location can make a difference in your pricing, all right? The next strategy is segmented pricing. And this is charging different prices to different consumer segments, okay? Now, I am running into that right now as I'm getting all of my digital products ready to be translated into Spanish, right? So the USD price cannot be the same as the Mexican peso price, all right? So let's give some examples. Service-based can be effective services with diverse customer base. So what happens is you might have a student discount. You might have a senior citizens discount. You see how that goes, right? Product base, you might have, especially with technology, they have individual license where only you are supposed to be using it. They could have, a business version versus a personal use version. They can have from individual to enterprise, which is like an agency use. And so based on who the consumer is, the price changes. Now, again, also sometimes, let me add this, if you're going to give discounts like it's a student discount or a senior discount or something like that, you might want to look at the actual offer too, because for a lower price you might want to take some stuff out of that offer, right? But that's segmented pricing. Next, we're going to talk about dynamic pricing, which we actually talked about last week, which brought us to this theme of this week. But dynamic pricing, as a reminder, is adjusting your price in real time based on real-time demand or real-time competition, right? So service-based, that's demand fluctuates. We're talking about airline tickets. What we know is if we don't go far out in time, that price of the ticket closer to the departure date is going to be higher priced, right? What about ride sharing? We all know about the Uber and they're adjusting the pricing based on what's going on in the city and when they are having surge pricing because a whole bunch of people are trying to catch a ride at the same time. Okay, product based, right? So it can fluctuate in demand based on what's happening in real time. That could be event tickets, right? What we know is closer to the event, that ticket price goes up, right? What about hotel rooms? That's another, most travel stuff has that fluctuation in pricing. So anything you could think of like that, all right? Some of it can fluctuate down rather than up. So think about with product-based, think about maybe fresh ingredients at the grocery store where when it first comes out, it's one price, but when it's about to go bad, you might get a discount, right? But that's still a fluctuation in dynamic pricing, all right? Seasonal pricing is our last strategy, and that's just adjusting the price based on seasonal demand, okay? So that for service-based, it could be effective pricing that's like holiday themed. We love us some Black Friday in all industries, okay? But it can also be tourist themed. It could be sports activity themed, right? Shout out to Shawana over there in Marietta, Georgia. That's where the new Braves Stadium, well, it ain't new no more, but that was the last constructed sports place. When they moved that thing to Marietta, Georgia, now has seasonal pricing. When the baseball season is around, stuff goes up because more people are out there, right? What about product base? It's suitable for seasons too. Again, you got your holiday decoration. It's going to cost more around the holidays, less away from that holiday. You got clothing. The clothing industry is based on seasonal purchases, right? Right before summer, your new summer clothes come out, right? They're going to be at the highest price when they first come out. When we're over the summer season, they're going to be the lowest price because they are now what? Out of season. I live in Mexico. I live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and the island that's off of the city of Playa del Carmen is Cozumel. Cozumel is an island that is heavily contingent and heavily relied upon the cruise ships coming in. And let me tell you how, if them cruise ships leave early for any reason, how that town shuts down. They don't care nothing about you came over here from Playa. They don't care nothing about that you live there. None of that stuff do they care about. When they see the most of the dollars leaving, they leave too. they close down. They're not studying that. So that's a lot of what's going on over there. So let's go back through without all the extra to give y'all a reminder of the strategies. So today we're talking about market-based pricing. The strategies are competitive pricing, geographical pricing, segmented pricing, dynamic pricing, and seasonal pricing, okay? So let's check over here to YouTube, make sure we're not ignoring anybody. All right, we don't see anybody over there just yet. So ladies in studio, we're gonna start with Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, which one of these pricing themes can you take advantage of to help people make a buying decision? And let me tell y'all why she's unmuting. What I love about some of these pricing strategies is it also gets us to thinking how we should be crafting our offers a little differently too. I love that. So let me know if some of these pricing strategies got you thinking about changing your offer a little bit. What you got, Dr. LaFera?
Well, Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know because, well, I guess when I'm doing something like juicing, um, that could be seasonal, but I'm not really doing juicing like, um, but,
I'll tell you,
mm,
Dr. LaFera. So people don't even know. You have to work at the hospital to understand that hospitals have seasons. But what
mhm,
we know about working in a hospital is around the holidays, people get crazy.
that's
You,
true.
you start to have more patients around the holidays. Also, full moons. Around full moons, people get a little crazy. You start to have more patient influx around that time. So you have seasons too that when you go into advocacy, Dr. LaFera, that's going to be a season
Hmm.
where you might have more demand for advocacy just based on the season.
That's true.
So you might need to start thinking about, is there going to be a fluctuation in price? You might have to start thinking about, is there going to be,
Mhm.
high demand pricing versus regular demand pricing? As you know, with services, we can charge people for why is it leaving my brain right now? Expedited services,
Oh
right?
yeah, I charge for expedite. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So we
charge
can
for
do that.
expedited services. So that one would
Mhm.
go under, let me see.
Look, one
What?
of them.
Yeah.
So it
Uh,
can be dynamic, it can be
dynamic.
seasonal.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
can
I
even
do
do
that. I do that.
segmented.
Yeah.
You can even do segmented because some people may need you that are ER patients, right? Some of them may need you that's on an ICU type floor rather than a regular floor. So you can even have
Yep.
segmented. So yeah. Look, for a minute, I know you
That
drew a
is
blank,
true
but I
because
had to
the ICU is
look,
something
I
else.
had to dive into that medical secretary experience from
You did.
woo, baby, over 20 years ago. Do you hear me? Good Lord. But yeah, hospitals, y'all have seasons. Dr.
That's
Latoya,
good. Thanks.
oh yeah, there you go. Dr. LaFerry, Dr. Latoya said also based on the actual season, your juices can be different. Fall, spring, summer, and winter. And that's very true. You might do juice all year long, but the actual ingredients of the juice are in season and out of season. So that was great, Dr. Toya. Come through. I love it. I keep telling y'all, I'm a genius. I am a genius, but I'm not the only genius in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go to Miss Shawana Kennedy. Miss Shawana Kennedy, which of these strategies do you think you need to be employing to help people make a buying decision on that Kennedy Media high tier service? Let's see if she can.
I definitely consider different things during the holiday, but also I believe the segmented.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
Um, Now, what kind of segments are you talking about?
For example, some people they don't have a problem with recording. However, the things that I do on the graphic side, like
Mm-hmm,
I recently had to create the assets for a person's show,
mm-hmm.
even though I'm not being used as the technical production
Yes.
or even the producer side, I was still able to help get them set up on that back end, which is one of the prices as of even like I was saying yesterday, where I have to go and refresh because that is one of the things that like I don't have to be with you. I can help get you set up and I'm in, I'm out. And so that's what made me think about that.
Yes, I like that. So I love when we give examples of segments because we're all in different industries, our segmentation can look different. But people who are having trouble recognizing their segments, they can listen to what we say our segments are and get better ideas. So thank you for sharing that, Shawan. Dr. Toya, which one of these market-based pricing strategies are you going to use more of to help people make a buying decision?
The one that I don't know what you called it, but
Mm-hmm.
like as things get closer, it
Mm-hmm.
starts to cost more. What
Yeah.
happens for me is like I'm always stressed that nobody's going to come because the registration is really, really low. And then
Mm-hmm.
like the day before, the week of is when
Mm-hmm.
people buy. And I'm like, why y'all couldn't have just done this earlier? So maybe if I implement that type of strategy,
Yes.
I can get more pre-sales.
You definitely can. So you can do the pre-sales, you could do the early bird, things like that, because that's why those things are there to push people that if you know you want to come, why not save money on it, right? Why wait to the last minute? But we tend to do that though. We know we come. I mean, even with the workshop that we're having today, a lot of y'all like, I'm coming. I'll get to it, right? And it's not necessarily an intentional decision. I'm gonna wait to the last minute. It's just that, hey, life be lifing, right? And so I know I want to do it. I know it's not till Wednesday, so I'm not late unless it's Wednesday. So that's when we do employ those types of things, Dr. Toria, where we can say, hey, if you get it now, it's this much. If you wait, it's going to be this much. So if I know I want to come, I'm gonna try to save that money, right? So yes, please do employ. And that was dynamic pricing, by the way, Dr. Toria. Cool beans. Let's go to Miss Debbie Mitchell. Miss Debbie Mitchell, which one of these market-based pricing strategies are you going to use?
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
I agree with Shawana. First of all, thanks to Shawana for a great call yesterday.
Love it.
We had a good time. Yes. So I agree with Shawana. Segmentation, if someone wants to hire my team, that's one pricing, but if they want to produce or consultant, that's another pricing. And seasonal, because you have the different quarters. So at the beginning of the year, everybody's gung-ho to get going and started, and so you can see how it kind of shifts as the year continues, and then like September, everybody comes back in with a new energy. So I think by the quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4.
Yes, I love that. And so don't forget, there is season. Again, it's not just about the weather, right? It is, and it's more than that. Think about peak season. There are peak seasons for things in different industries. So the beginning of the year is peak season for a few industries. We know it's peak season for the health industry, for the fitness industry, for the education industry, right? Fall is another peak season for the educational industry. For the self-development industry, first of the year is peak season. So when you have your offers, I think it's best to sit down with this whole list of psychology of sales from the entire week, right? And say, how can I craft my offer to where it helps people to make more of a buying decision based on all of these strategies. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to allow all of the strategies to affect your pricing per se, right? But it may, like I said earlier, affect how you actually put your offer out there, right? So again, you could do more than just manipulate price. You can manipulate bonuses, right? One of the things that I'm looking at, we're in June, so I'm doing my half-year planning, my semi-annual planning. One thing I'm looking at with my offers is, do I want to offer a different type of bonus every quarter as I am promoting my main offer, right? So that, Q1 is this particular bonus, Q2 is this particular bonus. And so if I make that bonus really good, like Jason Flatley from the book One of Many has taught me, right? Then they're going to want that bonus that's only available if you buy my offer. And if that bonus has an emergency or a limited time on it, that's even better, right? I'm even looking at, what type of bonuses or extra bonuses can go in there because I don't want to discount my prices, right? So what kind of extra bonuses can I put in there if I'm in front of someone else's audience giving a pitch? If I am speaking from the stage, what kind of bonuses does that look different, right? If I am in a workshop and I'm putting it at the end of the workshop as, this is your next step, how does that look as a bonus, right? Because that's that virtual geographic location. In different places, depending on where you catch me, because I want you to catch me in more than one place, the bonus could change. And it could be something that is more or resonates more with the quote unquote location that you find me in. So let's start thinking about our offers. Now, again, when it comes to bonuses, I want to remind y'all of something. Your offer should be something that gets them from A to B. The one promise of the one transformation. What we tend to do is throw a whole bunch of extra stuff on there. Okay, pull all that extra stuff out of your main offer and have those as your bonuses. Because that's the reason why some of y'all can't come up with no bonus, because you got everything in the kitchen sink in the offer. Okay, look at your offers. Your offer should take them from where they are straight to the transformation that you promised. No extra side street, extra stuff that would be nice for them to have. Pull that out of the offer, make those bonuses, okay? Hope y'all get what I'm saying. So with this extra information, does anybody have anything they want to add or any questions they want to ask? We're on market-based pricing.
Yeah,
today.
no, that was good because it does help me to me restructuring the offer that currently exists as far as the A to B. And getting them straight to it. So as we're speaking over here, so that I can release one of the behind the scenes of me even, just working graphically, because of course people don't know what you do if they don't see what you do. So I'm working to release more behind the scenes type of reels and things. So that's part of what I'm doing. But what you just said, it does help as I refresh or update this segmented offer that deals with just, creating the assets for your potential podcast, your video, things like that.
Love it. Love it. Another thing with seasons, y'all, that we can think of is creating our own season, right? Before Amazon Prime came around, there wasn't a Prime Day that, globally people recognize it as almost like a Black Friday. You can create your own Prime Day, your own Black Friday. Look around some of your anniversaries. Your birthday can be something that happens every year. The anniversary of you starting your business can be something that creates a season around the year. So we can actually create seasons. We don't have to wait for ready-made seasons. Create a season. And as you grow your brand, make a big deal out of this new season that you created. Because we need all the strategies, right? All the strategies as an excuse to help people make a buying decision, to give them more value at different times and in quote unquote different seasons. Anybody else have any value adds or any questions? Today, we talked about market-based pricing. Yesterday, we talked about value-based pricing. And Monday, part 1 was perception-based pricing. So any questions or value adds from any of that, not just from today? And while y'all are thinking, let's go ahead to the announcements. So in all of the show notes, I've shared with you the same ChatGPT prompt for this week. So let me tell you what that is. It's easier if you get the show notes. So if you're not in the group, get in the group, shaycannon.info/group. The show notes are part of our free group. So the prompt is, my offer includes, you're going to insert the features of your offer. It helps, insert a description of your ideal client. To stop, insert the problem or the pain points. Buy, insert your solution or solutions. To insert the transformation or the transformations, right? And then you're going to say what psychology or pricing would fit best to create a compelling offer and quicken the buying decision, okay? And then you're going to put the whole list from all week long in there and let ChatGPT do the work of helping you to strategize, okay? So that prompt is available in the show notes. Announcements tonight, as reminded to us by Shawana, is our workshop. It is the Custom GPTs for Business workshop. We start the workshop plus challenge experience tonight. Tonight is the workshop. Starting Monday is the challenge experience. So how we do it is the workshop is to give you all of the information so that you understand, your mind is shifted. You understand what we're doing it, why we're doing it, why it's important. You may even get a demonstration of how to do it, right? But day 1 of challenge day, we're now going to start talking about how you're going to do it. Day 2 of the challenge, we're going to talk about all the tools that you're being provided with and how to use them to do it. Day 3 of the challenge is do it, just do it, right? It's a work session where you still have access to me to ask questions while you're doing it, okay? When you sign up for our challenges, you get immediate access to the vault where everything is going to be put in the vault. You also get immediate access to the Slack channel that is workshop specific so that you guys can get together and help each other. So the cost of that is $147 if you're in the general public. However, if you're in the community, shaycannon.info/group, you get an automatic discount of $50 off. And I'll go ahead and tell you that discount code is Sixer, capital SIXER. It's all caps, right? And then if you're in our membership, you save $100. If you're in one of my top tier coaching programs, you don't pay at all for workshops. So go to shaycannon.com/GPT and get signed up. We get started tonight. Again, the workshop is tonight. If you're going to miss tonight, you get the replay before the night is over, because you have the weekend to either go over the replay even though you are live, or go over the replay if you are not available tonight. And then we get started with implementation next week. But we start off with, hey, you process this information over the weekend. Do you have any questions on Monday? Okay. So don't feel bad if you can't make it live. You will have days to get this replay in. Dr. LaFerre, you have your hand up. Did you have a question?
Yeah. So there wasn't really a question for everybody, but so I have a flight at 7:40. So I'll be on part of it and miss some of it. So about how long will it last?
Yeah, no problem. Well, as you know, I mean, you've taken workshops before, so you already know how this works. All you need to do is don't just say, I'm going to watch it later before Monday. Go ahead and pick a time slot, put it on your calendar of when you're going to watch the replay, okay? Make it as though that's your live time. Put it on the calendar. What we know is we don't get the life that we want. We only get the life that we calendar. So don't pay for this and then miss out on it. So just put it on your calendar when you're going to be able to do it. So just to give y'all a little information about, more information about the challenge, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn the new features about ChatGPT 4.0 as in Turbo. You're going to learn business management and operations custom GPTs. That's for your internal business. You're going to learn revenue enhancing and generating custom GPTs. That's for your external business. And I'm going to show you step by step how to produce them. Now, in the implementation, for the challenge, you're going to get, first of all, let me tell y'all need a paid ChatGPT account. You cannot create custom GPTs without a paid account. Now, the recent changes, a part of the release is if you have a free account, you can now access custom GPTs that other people have created in the marketplace. And most of those are also free, but you can't create without a paid account. So don't come to this workshop and you don't have no paid account. Tell me, I can't create the GPT. Well, you need a paid account, okay? So in the implementation, what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom GPT generation plan, right? So we're going to talk about all the GPTs we have that we want to create, all of them, okay? We just going to think, what are all the ones I need for in my business? What are all the ones I need external for my business, okay? Then we're going to create some internally for your business, and we're going to create some externally for your business as implementation. So that's what the workshop is going to be. And we get started tonight. shaycannon.com/GPT is where you go and sign up. And don't forget to use your coupon codes. If you are in the membership and you need, I think Dr. LaFerre knows that it's in the Slack channel, but if you need it again, Dr. LaFerre, let me know. Just ask me in the Slack channel and I'll put it up again. I'll probably put a message in there today anyway. If you are in our free community, let me tell you how it's no excuse if you're in the free community not to save $50. Right on the sales page, I tell you what the coupon code is. That's how much I'm trying to help y'all out, okay? Right on the sales page, it says SIXER, all caps, use this code to save $50, right? So it ain't even really a secret. So, because if you're in the sound of my voice, if you're even hearing about this workshop, you're really in my community. So, but you still need to get in the group, shaycannon.info/group. Anybody else have a question about the workshop or about the pricing strategies that we've talked about so far? Any value adds? This is last call for alcohol. All righty. Studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody.